listen up. Y'all, it's the queen of automation, Meghan Donnelly, here to give you inspiration. Founders and business owners gather round. I'ma show you how to build systems that'll astound. Streamline your processes, no need for complication.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Queen of Automation podcast. I'm your host Meghan Donnelly, and this is the podcast where we talk about why technology, AI, and operations are only good when they work, and hopefully how I can help you make them work. So today we're going to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. Does automation really live up to the hype? And of course, I'm the queen of automation, so you know my opinion already. But my true honest opinion is it depends. And I'm going to give you 4 steps to help you measure the success of automation. And this is 4 things that can help you understand if it's working for your business or not. And 4 things that will kind of measure against all the crap that you hear out there on the internet, right? So automation is all the rage right now. AI, automation, you can do everything, you can be everything, you can go bigger, better, faster, stronger, all the things, right? So everywhere you turn right now, people are talking about some form of AI, some form of automation. Just because it's trendy, is it worth it? I've been in this industry a long time, 20 plus years, and I have tried and broken so many different automation tools and now AI tools. And so here's my honest, true opinion about the pros and cons of automation and AI. Automation's freaking awesome. I love it. You know that, right? The queen of automation sitting here. I'm telling you, I love automation. It can do so many wonderful things. It can help you be bigger, better, faster, stronger, all the things that you've heard me talk about. But there are still some major cons to consider. So let's break it down. The pros of automation are obviously it saves time and it saves money, right? Which is really beneficial for overhead costs for small businesses. You don't have a large team. You can automate a bunch of stuff. You don't have to hire a bunch of people, right? You can do more volume of tasks than if you were doing them manually. You can output your volume of tasks by using automation. Accuracy. This is a big one for me, data accuracy. You put crap in, you get crap out. So data accuracy is huge. Copying and pasting, right? There is a huge margin of error when you're copying and pasting data. There's going to be a room for error. So when you're using automation and you're pushing and pulling data with an API or tools, your accuracy of data is generally better when you let a machine do it, or if you have a single source of truth where all your data gets pushed into, okay? Now, there's still a huge thing about data cleanliness. We could have a whole episode just on that, but data accuracy is another big pro for me. Okay, now we're gonna go into the cons of automation. And again, I'm gonna start right off with data accuracy. It's only as good as the data goes into the systems. Like I just said, you put shit in, you get shit out. So data accuracy goes on the pros and cons list, because if you're working with dirty data, it doesn't matter what system you have, it's going to be crap no matter where you put it, okay? So data cleanliness is huge. Clean your data. When you're first starting out, clean it more often than you would if you have to as you grow. Data cleanliness is only going to grow with you, and the bigger your list gets, the more you need to clean it and make sure that it's accurate. Overcomplication is number 2 on the cons list. Just because you can automate something doesn't mean that you should. Just because you can use AI to do something doesn't mean that you should. Not everything should be automated. Not everything should be done by an AI bot or an AI machine. I know there are people out there that are going to poo-poo this, but there are just some things that you shouldn't use automation for. Your customer is pissed off, like really pissed off. Do not help them with a bot. Do not throw AI automation at it. Throw a human at it, okay? If someone is really, really angry, you don't put a robot in to take care of that, no matter what. Just gonna throw that out there. Security issues. there are some cons with security issues, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're just starting out and you're going to DIY this, please do some research and look maybe possibly even into just talking to an expert. Buy an hour of my time, buy an hour of somebody else's time who's done this before, just to pick their brain. And when I say pick their brain, I mean you still need to pay them. But you pay for an hour of their time to help you put a strategy together, and then you can still turn around and go build that strategy yourself. But security issues are really big thing when you're moving and pushing and pulling data, and when you're using like Zapier and Make, and you have 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces of software and you're staple gunning it all together. You have to be careful. And you really need to be conscious of the different security issues that there are when you're pushing and pulling data in between systems, and the security issues of spamming people with, when you're using AI and automation and you're sending out emails and you're doing all of these things. You need to be really conscious of the opt-ins and opt-outs of what a customer's choice is when they interact with your brand and when they interact with your data. So if you're just starting out, or if you're somebody who's going to DIY all of this, please do your research and really figure out the right way to do this from a secure standpoint, so that as your business grows, you are staying compliant all the way through the growth of the business. All right, so that's the pros and cons list. Now I'm going to answer 4 simple questions. I want you to check out your current systems to see if they're working as they should be, right? This is my list of how I would create a baseline and check the success rate of automation that you have inside the business right now today. So one is, do the tasks that are automated do the tasks that you currently have automated reach the desired success rate? Is the rate higher than the manual process? And what I mean by that is, if you have a measure of success and it's really high when you're doing it manually, like it's this thing that you do on a regular basis, checking email, right? Like that's obviously not something that you're necessarily going to measure the success of, because you either read your emails or you don't. But something simple like that, like you have a manual process that you're doing and it's got a really high success rate, meaning you've created a Loom video and your team can knock it out, you can knock it out, it's just this thing that is really, really, the rate of success is really high. If you want to automate that process or that task, when you automate it, is the success rate, the desired success rate of what success looks like, going to be higher than the manual process? Meaning, if you automate it and it doesn't make it better and it decreases the success rate, that's bad. That's a bad automation. So you don't want to do that. You only want to automate things that you can increase the success rate of. Okay? So the second is measuring the cost savings. So is the automation that you're putting in play helping you save costs? How much money is it saving you by automating these tasks? Time is money. It really is. So if you are saving 10 or 15 hours a week, or 3 to 4 hours a day, or 2 hours a day on a big task, if you're saying this task that you're repeating and you're automating it and you're saving time, you can outweigh the cost savings of the automation. If you are manually onboarding every single one of your customers and you are manually sending them emails and you're doing all of this manual work, and it's the same work for every single customer, you are going to see a huge increase in cost savings by automating that onboarding process for the customer, because you now have freed up your time to go and do strategy calls with your customer, to go and maybe automate 80% of the onboarding, but then maybe you do a personalized onboarding call, because now you've just automated 80% of that process, which means now you have an extra hour that you can personally get on the phone with your customer and have a conversation with them as they're onboarding. Think about how amazing that's going to be. You have freed up 85% of your onboarding process, and now you can physically get on the phone and have an emotional connection with a customer who just hired you, or a customer that just bought your product, services. It doesn't matter if it's a service or a product. This is huge. This is a really big deal. So estimate the cost savings. That's number 2. Number 3 is identifying the tasks that should be automated, right? So which tasks are best suited for automation? What automation tasks can be improved? Meaning, all of the things that you do don't need to be automated, right? Automation, delegation, elimination. Those are the 3 ways that I always look at starting the automation process. Is this task, what is the success rate of this task? Can I make it better with automation? Is this task essential to my business? Meaning, is it something that I need to continue the business? Is it something that matters? If the answer is yes, then you look and see, can you save time by automating it? If you can, great, automate it. If you can't, it's possibly time to outsource it to another person. Or if it's really not business essential at all and it's not helping you meet your goals, you eliminate it. So you need to analyze your time saved with these automations and really go through each automation to see, or each task, to see if it's suited for automation. Because not every task is going to be. Does the automation reduce the time needed to complete a task compared to the manual tasks? We already talked about this. How much time is saved by automating these tasks? That's a huge one. That to me right there is the most important thing to answer. If it's not saving you time, and it's not saving you money, and it doesn't help you reach your goals, it's probably not something you need to worry about inside your business, and it's probably not something you need to worry about automating. So once you've answered all these questions, you can then decide what pieces of the business are worth automating and what they're not. Remember, the big key thing to remember is that automation should be saving you time and money. And if it's not, then it's time to ditch the system. That's all I got, everybody. I know this was a short one, but I hope it was helpful. And you know where to find me if you have questions. Obviously on LinkedIn, you can go to my website, you can email, you can book a call with me, shoot me a message. And remember, guys, everything that we do inside our business, automation, AI, technology, systems, processes, the entire operations of your business is only good when it works. And I'm hoping that I'm helping you make it work. See you guys next week.